Ma'am, when you were talking about the safety of the packing plants, okay, and it's your position, and it's probably my position that we raise the safest beef in the world. Is that true?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, why not give the consumer a choice by putting a label on it and saying it's from U.S.? Because perception is 99% of the truth. And if the people buying in the grocery store think U.S. beef is the safest, it is the safest.
Oh, thanks. Mr. Butler, it's good to see you again. I'm Mark Dopp with the American Meat Institute. Might as well get that out of the way right now. I'll respond to your question in part. Explain to me how the safety issue comes into play when two animals, one born 5 miles north of the border and one born 5 miles south of the border, go to the same feedlot, fed the same feed, go to the same packing plant in Schuyler, Nebraska, subject to the same inspection regulations. Everything's the same. How does that tie into safety?
Well, Mark, you and I both know that we can talk about safety from a veterinary standpoint, or we can talk about safety from a consumer perception standpoint, okay? One of the things, and you know this, there have been a lot of problems north of the border with BSE. There are a lot of problems south of the border with tuberculosis. And, you know, we've tried to address those problems. But I'm looking at it from a consumer standpoint, not a veterinary standpoint. Why not allow a consumer to be able to look at a package and say, this animal was born, raised, and harvested in the United States? Why not give them that choice? They are spending their money. They should have a choice. That's the whole point. If they should have, if that should be optional, excuse me, and you say 78% of the people want the checkoff, then it shouldn't be mandatory. Everybody would jump on board according to what everybody's saying, you know, no matter what. 78% of the people want it. Hey, let's have it voluntary. But we tried that. The secretary tried voluntary with AMI, and you know that.
So what you're saying is that make it optional for the meat packers to label it, and if consumers really, really cared, they would buy that meat.
Excuse me just a minute. Why did the poll say that 93% of consumers wanted to know where the product came from? Why did it say that?